Hello everyone, welcome to Yoga for Self-Care. This is part 4 of our 10 session series, and today we are going to just continue on working our shoulders, but today we're going to get a little bit deeper into our hips. And so as we talked before, when we feel stressed, we can store a lot of those stress hormones in our joints, and our shoulders and our hips get a lot of that. And so by intentionally moving the energy through our shoulders and our hips through yoga, we're releasing a lot of that stress that we've stored, which can lead to tension and tightness. It can lead to injury, disease, inflammation, things like that. And so in this series, we're really focusing on our shoulders and our hips, and today we'll be focusing mostly on our hips. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to incorporate the breath in again, like we did last time. And welcome. I hope you enjoy. So just welcome yourself onto your mat. Find a nice, comfortable seated position on your mat. And we're going to go ahead and begin with our breath work. And so just like last time, we're going to practice our belly breath. And so you can place your hands on your belly, just over your belly button, sitting up nice and tall. You can also do this lying down if you tried that out last time, or you want to try it out this time. And then as you breathe in, you're just going to take a nice deep breath in and fill your belly up with air. So really release your belly, allow your belly to open. And then as you breathe out, let your belly button fall towards your spine, releasing that air completely. And then breathing in, really filling your belly with air. And breathing out, releasing completely. You can even make a sound with your mouth, getting all that air out. Breathe deep, blow your belly up. And exhale, releasing it fully. And just continue at your own pace. You do 5 or 6 counts of this breath. Let's do 2 more full rounds. And when you finish that final round, you go ahead and just sit and notice how you feel now. Turn your hands to your lap. Close your eyes or focus your gaze downward. And just begin to notice how you feel right now. And some mindful awareness to your body as you sit here on your mat. Just checking in with yourself. Checking in with your body. How does your body feel today? Checking in with your heart. What emotions do you feel now? Checking in with your mind. Noticing the texture and the contents of your thoughts. Maybe moving in between wherever your attention goes, from your body to your heart to your mind, or wherever your attention wants to lead you. Just allow it to go. Following your attention, not trying to attach to any one particular place in your body, your heart, or your mind. Just allowing it all to be. Allowing it to talk to you the way it wants to. And just allowing yourself, your whole self, your body, your heart, and your mind to be exactly as you are right now. No judgment, bringing some acceptance. And then maybe just asking yourself, what do I need right now? And let the answer bubble up. Not trying to change it or fix it, but just becoming aware of what you need right now in this moment. And if you can give it to yourself, go ahead and do so. And if not, make an intention that after this class, you'll make sure you give yourself what you need. A nice big deep breath in. And a full breath out, opening your eyes and returning back to the room. We'll go ahead and get started with our warm-up. So as always, we begin with our shoulders. So breathing in, shrug your shoulders up, and breathing out, roll your shoulders back. Breathing in, shrug your shoulders up, and breathing out, roll your shoulders back. Noticing your shoulders today and how your shoulders are expressing themselves. Maybe there's some sounds or some sensations, or maybe there's nothing at all. Maybe there's ease, and you want to notice that as well. Perhaps give some gratitude for the ease you might feel throughout this practice. Maybe it's in your shoulders today, or maybe it'll be found somewhere else. We want to notice that as well, not just the tension and the tightness, but the ease. Pausing, breathing in, shrugging up and rolling your shoulders forward. Switching directions, making sure both directions get the same amount of love. And one more. And then bring your shoulders back down to neutral. Take a nice big deep breath in. Raise your arms up above your head. And as you breathe out, twist over to the right. One hand in front, one hand behind. And then nice big deep breath in. Raise your arms above your head. And twist over to the left. One hand in front, one hand behind. Nice deep breath in. Arms come up. And twist to the right. Nice deep breath in, arms come up, and twist to the left. Just continue in this fluid twist, only going as deep as your breath will allow. It's warming up our spine, warming up our hips. Let's do one more on each side. And then return back to neutral. Let's bring our legs out wide so your feet are pointed towards the outside corners of the room. Sitting up nice and tall, you're going to reach your arms straight out in front of you and clasp your hands so your arms are straight. We're going to pretend like we have a nice bowl of something in between our legs, a nice giant bowl or cup. Maybe it's hot chocolate, maybe it's soup, nice and warm and nourishing. And we're going to pretend like we're going to stir that giant bowl or cup. And so you're going to lean forward with your arms straight, and you're going to begin to circle around your legs and feet, stretching out towards your toes to the middle. Just making circles, keeping both hips on the ground. Almost like you're stirring that giant pot or cup. Incorporating your breath and only going as deep as your breath will allow. So if you feel you're holding your breath, then it's a sign you should back out and not go as deep today, or at least in that pose or movement. All right, pause right where you are in reverse direction. So stir in the opposite direction. Maybe leaning back a little bit as your hands come towards you. Or not, just listening to your body, whatever it wants, whatever it needs. That's our goal for this series. And actually for just yoga in general. Yoga with Lindsay is about paying attention to your body and giving it what it needs. All right. And meet me back in the center. We're going to come into tabletop position. So again, your knees are under your hips and your wrists are under your shoulders. And from here, we're going to do, let's do a few rounds of cat-cow actually, just to finish warming up our spine. So as you breathe in, you're going to dip your belly button towards the mat and look up. And as you breathe out, you're going to roll your spine up towards the ceiling and look back. And then dip your belly and look up. And then roll your spine up and look back. And just continue at your own pace, just a few rounds here, using your breath to open up your back. Let's do one more full round. And then meet me back in your tabletop position. All right, bringing your belly button from here in your tabletop position, bring your belly button up towards your spine, so getting strong in your core. We're going to extend, starting with your right arm and your left leg. So alternate arm, alternate leg, and then bring those back down and extend your left arm and your right leg. So straight out in front, straight out behind, and then return them back to the mat. And then switch sides and just continue at your own pace. Breathing in as you extend and breathing out as you come back to tabletop. Keeping your belly button really tight towards your spine. Do one more on each side. And then meet me back in our tabletop position. So again, from this tabletop position, you're gonna take your right leg, just your right leg, and you're gonna lift it up and out to the side. So your knee stays bent, and then you're gonna place it back down. Breathing in, then you're gonna switch sides, lift your left leg up and out to the side, and then bring it back down. And continue this motion. Now, I'll tell you that my Pilates instructor calls this the fire hydrant. So if that helps you visualize what this movement is, it helped me for sure what we were going for. So you really want to keep the rest of your body in its tabletop position and just lift each leg one at a time, almost like you're a dog at a fire hydrant. I always wonder if dogs created yoga, because there sure is a lot of dog references. Maybe they got it, they adapted it from watching dogs. All right, let's do ending on your left side, the last one. You're gonna walk your hands forward towards the top of your mat, curl your toes under, push your bottom up and back into your first downward facing dog, and just settle yourself into this downward facing dog. This is our first one of the session. So just moving organically, listening to what your body needs. The movement again comes from your bottom, your hips, like pulling your bottom up and back will really release the pressure off of your wrists and hands, letting your crown of your head fall towards the mat, maybe even pedaling your heels up and down. Using your breath, if you find you're holding your breath, back out a little bit. Any of these poses, you should be able to take a nice deep breath. And looking up towards your hands, you're going to step or hop your feet in between your hands. Keep a nice deep bend in your knees. Place your hands on the mat, either your fingertips or your full palm, whatever you like. Release the crown of your head towards the mat, and then begin to straighten your knees. They don't have to be all the way straight, but just straighten them until you feel a nice gentle stretch in the back of your legs. You don't want to feel pain or anything, but just a nice maybe heat or stretch. Many of us have chronically tight hamstrings from sitting down a lot, either driving or at our jobs. We often don't spend a lot of time stretching our hamstrings, so give yourself grace. Be grateful for your legs and all the muscles, and then allow them to just kind of release with your breath as we forward fold. Nice big deep breath in. Sweep your arms up, bring your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Come up onto your tippy toes if that's available to you. Pull your shoulder blades down. Keep reaching for the ceiling. Nice deep breaths into your whole body. And on your next out breath, release your heels to the mat. Bring your hands to heart center and just take a nice moment to notice how you're feeling now that you're standing in this upright position. Let's go ahead and do our sun salutation. Let's do 3 rounds this time. So 3 rounds of sun salutation. Again, just 1 breath per movement. Follow as well as you can. Listen to my cues and just do the best that you can. As always, listen to your body. Nice deep breath in, raise your arms up. As you breathe out, fold forward. Breathing in, step your left foot back. Breathing out, step your right foot back. Down dog, breathe in. Breathe out, plank pose. Breathe in. Breathe out, knees, chest, chin, come down to the mat. Breathe in, shoulders up. Breathe out, down dog. Breathe in, right foot forward. Breathe out, left foot forward. Breathe in, rise up. And mountain pose. Breathe in, rise up. Breathe out, fold forward. Breathe in, right foot back. Breathe out, left foot back. Down dog, breathe in. Breathe out, plank pose. Breathe in. Breathe out, knees, chest, chin, come down to the mat. Breathe in, shoulders up. Breathe out, down dog. Breathe in, left foot forward. Breathe out, right foot forward. Breathe in, rise up. And mountain pose. Breathe in, rise up. Breathe out, fold forward. Breathe in, left foot back. Breathe out, right foot back. Down dog, breathe in. Breathe out, plank pose. Breathe in. Breathe out, knees, chest, chin, come down to the mat. Breathe in, shoulders up. Breathe out, down dog. Breathe in, right foot forward. Breathe out, left foot forward. Breathe in, rise up. And mountain pose. Breathe in, rise up. Breathe out, fold forward. Breathe in, right foot back. Breathe out, left foot back. Breathe in, downward dog. Breathe in. Breathe out, plank pose. Breathe in. Breathe out, knees, chest, chin, come down to the mat. Breathe in, shoulders up. Breathe out, down dog. Breathe in, left foot forward. Breathe out, right foot forward. Breathe in, rise up. And mountain pose. Last round, breathe in, rise up. Breathe out, fold forward. Breathe in, left foot back. Breathe out, right foot back. Down dog, breathe in. Breathe out, plank pose. Breathe in. Breathe out, knees, chest, chin, come down to the mat. Breathe in, shoulders up. Breathe out, down dog. Breathe in, right foot forward. Breathe out, left foot forward. Breathe in, rise up. And mountain pose. Last side, breathe in, rise up. Breathe out, fold forward. Breathe in, right foot back. Breathe out, left foot back, down dog. Breathe in. Breathe out, plank pose. Breathe in. Breathe out, knees, chest, chin, come down to the mat. Breathe in, shoulders up. Breathe out, down dog. Breathe in, left foot forward. Breathe out, right foot forward. Breathe in, rise up. And mountain pose. Nice job. All right, hopefully we're feeling a little bit stronger with that after 4 sessions, 3 sessions, 3.5 sessions. All right, so let's go ahead and start our standing poses. So from the top of your mat, excuse me, you're actually going to step your right foot all the way back. One big giant step, and prepare for warrior 2. So you can walk that left foot over just a little bit so it's centered on the mat. And just find your way into this warrior 2 pose. So your front leg is bent and your toes are pointing towards the short edge of the mat. Your back leg is straight and your toes are kind of parallel to the back edge of the mat. Your hips are facing to the side or at a diagonal. And what you want to look at is this front knee. And if the front knee is over to the left of your ankle, you want to shift your hips forward a little bit. And if the knee is to the outside of the ankle, you want to shift your hips back a little bit. And so your hip placement is going to vary depending on what you want is your knee to be directly over your ankle. So your arms come up, out to the side. Your gaze is out over your left hand. Nice deep breaths here. Raise the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Use your breath. Release your right hand gently to your right leg. Lift your left arm straight up to the sky, looking up. Nothing else moves but your upper body and your breath. Nice deep breaths here in reverse warrior. Come back down through your warrior 2, stretching your left arm out over your left toes, bringing that arm down on top of your left leg. Sweep your right hand across your body, reaching your right fingertips towards the opposite wall, and breathing deeply into your right side body. Extended side angle. Make sure you're not collapsing onto that left shoulder, but really reaching up and through your right side body. And then sweeping that right arm back down, back into your warrior 2 pose. You're gonna windmill your arms down towards your left foot, and you're gonna pivot your right foot so that both your feet are facing the short edge of your mat. We're in a low lunge here, so you have a couple options. You can always drop your right knee down to the mat and lift up from here. So this is a modified crescent lunge here. Or you can keep that right knee lifted off the ground. Nice deep breath in and rise up from here into full crescent lunge. Whatever your body needs today, listen to your body. Not what your mind wants you to do, not what your mind thinks you should do. Listen to what your body wants. If this is too much, if you're holding your breath here, drop your knee down. You're going to get the same amount of benefit. And probably even more, because if you hold your breath, you're not allowing the energy to move like it should in a yoga pose. Now, if you're here with your knee up off the ground, you can pull back on your right heel and open that leg a little bit further. And finding your breath. Holding just for a little bit longer. And then sweeping your hands down to the mat. You're going to place your right hand to the inside of your left foot and raise your left arm up towards the ceiling. Again, you can drop your back knee down, but let your breath guide you. Find your breath. If you can take a deep breath, you're in the right pose. And then sweeping that left arm back down. You're gonna place all your weight into your left foot and you're gonna step your right foot forward into a forward fold. Pause here for a moment in your forward fold. Nice big deep breath in, raise your arms up to the sky, hands to heart center. We're gonna move into eagle pose on this side. So this is a balanced pose and it's also a nice hip and shoulder opener. So facing the long edge of your mat, you're gonna plant your left leg down into the ground like we would for tree pose. And you have a couple options for your right leg. You can cross your right leg over your left and just kickstand your right foot on the other side of your left foot. You can deepen it a little bit more. You can lift that right foot up off of the ground. You can even begin to twist that right foot around the back of your left leg. Whatever feels available to you is what you will do. And then if you remember your eagle arm, sweeping your arms up, crossing them in front of you, you can just have your palms up facing your face. You can clasp your hands together, your fingers together. You can wrap your arms around your shoulders like your eagle beak. And you can always stay here, or you can begin to bend that left leg into a squat. So this is the full expression of eagle pose, and you have any option adjusting into it, maybe finding that focal point on the ground, but listening to your body. As you notice, I'll move in and out of yoga poses because even while I'm teaching, I'm listening to my body, and that is super important. Finding your focus and your strength. And then coming up out of the squat first, releasing your arms, releasing your leg, and then shaking it out. Making sure you get rid of all that energy that you just released. We want to completely release it. All right, nice job. I'm gonna switch positions because, so my bottom is not facing you, but you can stay where you're at. So we're gonna just switch sides. So from the top of your mat, now you're gonna step your left foot all the way back into warrior two. Adjust your feet just like you did on the other side. Find that T, that elongated T in your feet, and then check with your knee. And is it over your ankle? If not, then you need to adjust your hips until it is. Super important for alignment in warrior two. Crown of the head comes up to the sky, arms come out to the side. Gaze out over your right hand. Nice deep breaths. Find your breath. How is it moving? How is it flowing through your body? Gently release that left hand down to your left leg. Raise your right arm up to the sky, looking up. Reverse warrior. back down through your warrior two, stretching your right arm out over your right toes, bringing that arm down on top of your right leg, sweeping your left arm across your body and reaching your left fingertips to that opposite wall, opening up that left side body. And then sweeping that left arm back up, coming through your warrior two. Windmilling your arms down towards that right foot, pivoting your left foot so both feet are facing the short edge of the mat. Low lunge here. Always the option to drop your left knee down to the mat and come up from here, or keep your left knee off the mat and rise up to here. Your choice. And again, if your left knee is off the mat, pulling back gently on that left heel will further open that left leg. Finding your strength. Such an amazing strength pose here, using so many muscles and energy systems of our body. But most important is our breath. So making sure you can breathe deep. And then sweeping your arms back down to the mat, placing your left hand to the inside of your right foot, raising your right arm up to the sky. Again, you can drop that back knee, always an option. Bit of a twist here. If you're shaking, you're letting go of that energy you don't need, so that's a good sign. Sweeping your right arm back down, placing all your weight into your right foot. You're gonna step your left foot forward into that forward fold. Pausing here for a moment. And sweeping your arms up to the sky. Breathing out, hands to heart center. We'll move into our eagle pose on this side. So this time you're going to plant your right foot into the ground. And same options for your left foot as we had on the other side. You can bring that left foot to the outside of your right foot and just kickstand your toes. Or you can lift that leg up. You can wrap it around your leg. Whatever works for you. So finding your leg placement first, then finding your eagle arms. Seeing if you can get the opposite arm underneath this time. And then squeezing everything together. If you like, you can bend that right leg and come into a squat. If not, just stay where you're at, move in and out, do what feels right for your body. And you'll know by your breath. Your breath always gives you away. And releasing your squat first, release your legs, release your arms. Nice big full body shakeout. Release all of it. mouth even made a noise on that one. That was weird. I had to release some energy from my mouth. All right. Wherever it goes out, right? Just get it out. All right. So we're going to step to the top of our mat again. We're going to take a nice big deep breath in. Raise our arms up as we breathe out. We're going to fold forward. We're going to step both our feet back into a downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up and back behind you for three-legged dog. Pause here just for a breath. And then on your next out breath, you're going to sweep your right leg in and through, placing your shin on the mat and releasing your right leg down. So we're going to prepare for pigeon here. So a few options. What you want to pay attention to is your knee, your right knee, or your front knee. You want to make sure you're not feeling any sort of pinching or pain in that knee. And if you are, you need to move your foot, your front foot back or either forward or backward to release that pain. So kind of situate your foot, your right foot, so that you're not feeling any sort of pain or tightness in your knee. And just kind of settle in. You can walk your left leg back a little bit. We'll deepen the stretch. And here we are in upright pigeon. Just kind of using our breath. If our hips are particularly tight today, we might need to stay here in our upright pigeon. We're going to hold this for some moments. So make sure you move and adjust as you need to, deepen as you need to. If you want to deepen, you can come down on your forearms. But again, listen to your body. If this is too much, if you're holding your breath here, then move back out to that upright pigeon. And the lower your torso comes to the ground, the more intense that stretch will be. And again, paying attention to that right knee and making sure that there's no pinching or pain. And then adjusting that right foot backward or forward to take the pressure off your knee. It's not uncommon to feel emotions, even intense emotions, as you are doing the pigeon stretch. Our hips hold fear, anxiety, worry, and if they, are stretched in a certain way, such as pigeon, you can not only release the tension, but also the emotions, which is fascinating. There's definitely, our mind, our body, our heart are all interconnected. All right, we're going to begin to move out of our pigeon stretch. So coming up onto your hands, if you're not already there, and you can curl your left toes under and just begin to inch your knee forward until you release or can release that right leg. And then stretch that right leg here in tabletop out behind you. You can even open it up to the side a little bit, or bend your knee and open it up behind you. Just kind of a bit of a counter stretch here. You can come down onto your left forearm if that feels more stable, just to kind of open and release that right hip. And then bringing your right knee back down to the mat. Coming back up into your downward facing dog. We're going to switch sides. Lift your left leg straight up behind you. Nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, sweep your left leg in until your shin comes to the mat. And again, same as the right side, except you might need to make different adjustments. But as you begin to slide your right leg back and put some tension on that left hip, you might need to adjust your left foot so you're not feeling any pain or pressure in your left knee. This side may be different than the other side, and that's okay. That's perfectly normal. So pausing here in your upright position and deciding when and if you want to go deeper. And then again, as you move your torso towards the ground, you're going to deepen the stretch, but you also may need to adjust. And as long as you can take some nice deep breaths. Maybe while you're down here, giving a little bit of love to your hips. They're super important joints in our body, and if you've ever had hip issues, they really can mess with our mobility and our quality of life. And if we don't take care of our hips and stretch and release and do all the things, it can really wreak havoc on our quality of life. So just giving some gratitude to them for working so hard. We put them through a lot. And even right now, they're working to release what we don't need. So happy little hips. Happy little pigeon stretch makes happy little hips. And if you're feeling some emotions in this pose, just allowing them to just come to the surface. Don't try to stop them. They want to be released. All right, we're going to move out of this pigeon pose. So coming back up into your upright pigeon if you're not already there. Gently curling your right toes under and inching your right knee forward until you can release that left leg. And then from here in your tabletop position, same thing. Kind of reach that left leg back behind. You can open that left hip up to the sky, even coming down on your right forearm. Even maybe bending your knee, just allowing some alternate movement. So this posture. That pigeon pose really massages the fluid around the knees and the hips, really increases the blood flow, as well as stretching the muscles. So it's a very beautiful pose. Highly recommend it. Even if it's, you know, can be a bit difficult. All right, bringing that left knee back down. You're gonna bring your big toes together. Widen your knees to the corners of your mat. Bring your forehead down to the mat. Stretch your arms in front of you. Nice child's pose here. Just really let yourself sink into the mat. And coming all the way up, pushing yourself all the way up, coming onto your bottom. Centering yourself long ways on your mat and just slowly beginning to roll down onto your back. We're going to do a bit of ab and core work here, just a little bit for today. It's kind of a different pose. So we call this dead bug pose, which is interesting in yoga. Such fun names. So you're going to bring your knees up to tabletop in the air. So you're making a right angle with your legs. And then you're going to bring your arms straight up to the sky. Okay, palms facing your knees. And you can begin here by just very slowly bringing your right heel down to the mat and then lifting it up and then alternating your left heel back to the mat. So you want to keep that bend in your knee. You just want to move from the hip. Move your leg from the hip. Bring your belly button towards your spine as you lower your leg. Really get that extra core. And then, if you're feeling spicy, you can, as you release your right heel to the ground, you can release your left arm above your head to the ground and then come back up. So release your left heel down and your right arm goes up. So you're just alternating back and forth, opposite leg, opposite arm. So maybe I'll call this zombie bug because the bug was dead and then it came back to life. I don't know. What do y'all think? That's not a yoga term. Zombie bug is not a yoga term. Just want to be clear. Just going at your own pace. Breathing in as you extend and out as you come back up. Belly button to spine. This is also a bilateral movement for your brain, which is also very regulating. So doing multiple things. One more on each side. And then pause. Bring your knees into your chest. Hug your knees into your chest. Maybe rock back and forth. Maybe grab the inside of your big toes and point your heels to the ceiling and come into a happy baby. Nice deep recovery breaths. And finally, releasing your feet down to the mat, making sure you have enough room here. Stretching out your left leg, keeping your right knee bent, and then hugging that right knee into your chest or your armpit, whatever feels nice to you today. You're just rocking it back and forth, giving it a little bit of love. And then when you're ready, gently guiding that right knee across your left hip, keeping both shoulder blades on the ground. Nice supine twist here. Just let gravity do the work for you. Release your right leg back up to the ceiling, stretching your right leg straight out in front of you, hugging your left knee into your chest or your armpit, rocking back and forth, giving your left knee a little bit of love. And then when you're ready, gently moving your left knee across your right hip. Keep both shoulder blades on the ground. And let gravity just carry your knee over there to that opposite side of the floor. Doesn't have to touch the floor, and it probably won't. So you can release any expectations of that and just enjoy what gravity has in store for you. And release that left leg back up. Realign your hips. We're going to go ahead and move into our Shavasana for today. So same options. Your feet can stay flat on the ground, your knees bent. Your soles of your feet can come together and let your knees fall out to the sides. Or you can straighten your legs and come into traditional Shavasana. Your arms come down at your sides. Palms down if you need some more grounding or calming energy for your day, and palms up if you want some more invigorating or energizing energy as you move throughout your day, whatever your body's asking for, maybe whatever your to-do list is asking for, maybe even the time of the day. If it's nighttime, maybe you want more calm energy. If it's morning, you want more upregulating energy. You decide. Settle into your Shavasana. Nice deep breath in. Full breath out, closing your eyes, turning your gaze inward. Nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, sink just a little bit deeper. Another deep breath in. And letting go, sinking just even a little bit deeper. And scanning your body, noticing if there's any little extra areas of tension that you can just release and let go. Fully relaxing into this Shavasana position. And then perhaps asking yourself, maybe as you would a child or a dear friend, just asking yourself, what do you need right now? Or maybe even, what words do you need to hear right now? And let the answer just bubble up. What do you need? What do you need to hear right now? And whatever it is you need to hear, go ahead and say those words to yourself right now. And if it feels comfortable, you can repeat those words as you lay here in Shavasana. And if not, you can release the practice and just enjoy your Shavasana. I'll let you know when the time is up. If you're not ready to come out of Shavasana, you can stay right where you are. And if you are ready to come out, I'll go ahead and move you through detaching from this pose. So just begin to welcome any intuitive movement back into your body, maybe starting with your feet and your toes, your hands and your fingers. Maybe deepening your breath, maybe moving your knees, maybe moving your head side to side. Maybe taking a deep breath and reaching your arms above your head, releasing your back from the mat. Whatever helps you detach from this pose. And then when you're ready, slowly moving over onto one side, rolling over onto one side, and pausing for a moment just to let the blood flow back through all those important organs. One final moment of reflection here. And when you're ready, and only when you're ready, pushing yourself up to seated, go ahead and end our session for today. Thank you all for joining me today. The light in me is a direct reflection of the light in all of you. Namaste. See you all next time.